Problem is isolation. A lot of First Nations are in remote communities, and there isn't much of an economy happening in those places. So I was fortunate enough to grow up in the Lower Mainland where there's a lot more opportunity. So I would encourage First Nations to get out and participate, and then maybe bring some of that back to their communities later on.
And part of it, as we'll see at this conference with the Mobile Trades Unit, which is a bit of a plug for the ITA, it's just over by the legislature, you want to go see it. But that is the whole concept, is that we're taking, and Okanagan College is doing this as well here in British Columbia, TRU is doing this, Thompson Rivers University, we're taking the training into the communities because recognizing that it is a key to opening the door and eliminating one of those barriers. Our time is just about up, and I'd like to ask you one final question. If you go to a conference of accountants or of engineers or of other professionals, you are not going to find in the room the same degree of raw, hot passion that exists with the skilled trades. Now, sometimes that creates some interesting situations and some very dynamic discussions, but you can't deny that people who are involved in apprenticeship training in the trades are passionate. Your thoughts on why that is? Alan?
I don't know. I think it goes to a core. I mean, apprenticeship is a time-tested system, started in 1200 AD, approximately, the system, and it's worked. We've messed with the system over and over and over the past century, and we come back to a very simple model of apprenticeship. And I think that the fact that it works and people understand that it works and people have had very, very good careers and very good lives within it puts a real tie to it that brings that passion.
I think most of us love what we do. We love our work. And if you love what you're doing, then you can do it for 10, 12, 18 hours a day if that's what it takes to get the job done. And I think through that, your passion comes out, and passing that on and making sure that there are people who are following in your footsteps so that we don't lose trades. I think that's what generates me, is the love of my job.
There is a lot of passion in apprenticeship, and I think maybe because we've always been viewed, or apprenticeship system viewed as being down a notch from the world of academics, that we've had to maintain that passion and drive a little harder and push a little more in certain circles. And it's an ongoing challenge as we try and get all levels of government and more people to understand the importance of apprenticeship and the power that it brings to the table and the huge part of the economy it is. We have to keep pushing that, and that's what our passion's about, that and a full appreciation for what a skilled trade is.
I discovered a trade that I was good at, and my mentor that I worked with, we shared a passion in what we worked together and what we achieved, and it was just it's a way of learning where you're working with someone and you're sharing a passion, and he encouraged me in making the decision, and I yeah.
And you know what? I'll bet you this, that there's going to come a time when you are going to pass the passion that you have on to a young person, just like you had that passed on to you. Just before we go, a quick word. We've got young people watching this right now. What's your message to them if they're considering, well, I don't know what to do. Should I try this skilled trades thing? What do you say?
The greatest thing about the trades and apprenticeship is all you have to do is get out there and get a job and get some practical experience and see if that's what you really enjoy doing. And so I just encourage, get out there, go get a job, and just try it out.
Just try it out. And there aren't that many university careers. Can you do that?
No. It can be expensive.
It could be expensive. Alan, I want you to make a last one-liner or two to parents of these young people who may be considering a career in the trades.
Oh, just don't be scared of it. Just give your kids every opportunity to realize the potential, and then just get out of their way and let them go.
I think the kids might welcome that too.
Yeah.
Joanne, to the women who are in that position.
I've never been afraid of not finding work. I know that with the skills I have, I can go anywhere in this country and get a job. And I come from the film industry as well, and everybody in the film industry is always worried about the next film. I'm never worried about the next job. I know I can get a job because of the skills I have behind me.
And Dan, I'd like you, because you are both an apprentice or a journeyman and journey person.
Same person, I was going to get him that time. Oh,
That's my 3 mulligans. I'm out of here. I'm gone. You're also an employer.
yeah.
So, a word or two to employers who are listening to this and saying, well, that sounds very interesting, but I don't know whether I really want to get engaged and actually take the chance with an apprentice.
Well, first I'd say bravo to all those that do, that have the passion, that support apprenticeship and hire apprentices. And for those that don't, you're not going to survive in business if you don't support apprenticeship and have a good mentoring vehicle within your organization. You're going nowhere fast. And to attract good employees, both journey persons and apprentices and management, you have to show that kind of organization that supports the future succession of the business. Because if you don't have that, if everybody's just getting older and you don't have young apprentices coming in, you'll die like the steam engine eventually.
I want to thank you all for your participation. Ladies and gentlemen, our panel this afternoon.
Good job.
If this wasn't televised, I was going to get you back, Kevin. I was going to say yes for someone.